All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another live stream. We are back after having a couple of days off, just letting the whole managerial situation marinate in our minds, in our head. And now that it's well and truly nicely marinated, we can start talking about the transfer market. We can start talking about potential FC. There you go, Shivendra. We can talk about potential signings that we're going to make under Enzo Maresca. Most likely, we're going to see a official announcement of Enzo Maresca sometime today, maybe tomorrow, maybe today. They're going to do all the video and they're going to do all the shooting and whatnot and the recording, and they'll do the interview, and then perhaps maybe tomorrow it's all going to be public to all of us. So look, it's going to be fantastic to see what type of players we bring in for Enzo Maresca. Benji, big up to you, my man. It's been a while. We haven't seen you in the live chat. A lot of people have been asking me, where is Benji? Hashtag, where is Benji? There you go. Benji's in the live chat after a long time. Good to see you. Big up to each and every one of you guys that has joined in already. Smash the like button, guys. As soon as you come through, I would love to see you guys. Just pump the likes. Absolutely pump the likes. This transfer window, we want to try and get to as close as possible to that 40,000 subscribers mark. I think that will be a fantastic way to start the new season under a new manager. So let's do that. Big up to Shivendra, big up to Mark, Surfs, Nawaf. Yes, big up to you, Nawaf. Benji, big up to you. Cucurella, Mark. I like that. Great air here, and big up to you, Joe. Big up to you as well. Good to see each and every one of you guys. All right. So we are going to talk about Chelsea striker search. There's a lot of activity, looks like, that's going to happen in this area. What's going to happen with the strikers that we have? What is happening with the strikers that we're linked with? All of this we need to discuss one by one particular player at a time. Now, first of all, let's talk about players we have. Before we can think about players coming in, which is very, very important, we need to talk about players that we already have and what do we think is going to happen to them. I think it's very important to get an idea and understanding as to what we are going to do with our squad. Now, first up, let's talk about Nicolas Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. How do we feel about Nicolas Jackson? Do you think Nicolas Jackson perhaps is good enough to probably start for us as a striker? Is he the type of player that Enzo Maresca probably wants up front? What do you guys think about Nicolas Jackson? For me, do you know what? There is value to Nicolas Jackson. There is 100% value to Nicolas Jackson. Now, the issue is he really a striker, or is he really someone who can be a second striker, or maybe in the wings as well, coming from the left side? Coming from the left side and into central areas. Do we entrust Nicolas Jackson to start for us next season? We've seen the level of mistakes or misses that he's made up front. Aerially, he's a bit of a suspect. I mean, he has scored headers, but overall, his heading game is not up to scratch. But as I said, I think there is some proper value in Nicolas Jackson, man. The way he carries the ball, the way he dribbles, the way he links up. Sometimes his passes from deep are actually quite good as well. And from a defensive standpoint, from an off-the-ball work rate, Nicolas Jackson provides a lot of attributes in that regards. So I think someone like Enzo Maresca, with the way he wants to play, someone like Nicolas Jackson could be very, very handy. Whether he starts, whether he comes off the bench, we'll see. It's just, if he's good enough to be a striker, that is my biggest worry. But he definitely needs to be in the squad. Let's see what you guys have to say. Aka, big up to you, my man. Jackson more than good enough to start. He's an Enzo player. He's had a great season. We need a certified striker still. Okay, so what you're saying is he's good enough, but he's probably someone that you don't completely believe in. Is that what you're saying? Like you're just a bit doubtful to to get him to lead the line for Chelsea Football Club next season? Is that what you're trying to say? Because you still want a clinical striker, but is that striker going to start, or how do you want to play it? I mean, there is the talk of Christopher Nkunku as well. Does Nkunku perhaps start as a striker? There's quite a lot of combinations and permutations that we can try out here. And I think Christopher Nkunku is an interesting one as well. Benji, Jackson is that striker we need. It's just the end product. In a two-striker system, he would be phenomenal. But as a lone one, he's not quite there yet. So I guess, it all comes down to system. I agree with that, to be honest. I do think as well, in a two-striker system, Nicolas Jackson's probably going to be very effective. But in a lone striker, he has to be ruthless. He has to be so clinical with his finishing. And I just don't think he's that type of a player as yet. He may be down the track. You never know. Jackson is too wasteful means we need someone like Diego Costa. Diego Costa back in the days. Oh, yeah, for sure. Look, as I said, I've not watched too much of Enzo Maresca, but from the profile of strikers that Enzo Maresca had, Vardy, I don't know whether he played on a regular basis. Kelechi Iheanacho as well. I don't think he played on a regular basis. Who was up front for Maresca predominantly? Can someone tell me in the live chat? Can someone actually tell me who was up front for Enzo Maresca on a regular basis? And which striker would suit? Yeah, someone saying Daka, Patson Daka. I did see Patson Daka a lot more. Yeah, Haji saying Patson Daka. Ronnie is saying Patson Daka. Utkarsh is saying Patson Daka. Gaurav is saying Daka. So someone like Diego Costa, I'm not really sure he's a Patson Daka type of a player. Nicolas Jackson, I feel like, is a little bit more closer to Patson Daka type of a player. Osimhen, I think this is another reason why Osimhen's been ruled out. Not only the fact that Osimhen costs a lot of money. Yeah, David Dutra Fofana. Valan, you're right. David Dutra Fofana is an interesting one, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think perhaps he has a chance now? I feel like he's a bit too inexperienced, though. I think David Dutra Fofana is this. It's the characteristic I feel Enzo Maresca might be looking for. Do you know what? Even Armando Broja. I even think Armando Broja is mobile enough. I even think, honestly, Armando Broja is mobile enough. It's just Broja's form has just deserted him. Yeah, Damani saying Dutra needs another loan. I agree. I do agree. Dutra Fofana needs another loan. I'm a little bit sad by the whole Armando Broja situation. I'm very keen to know what has happened. What happened to Armando Broja at Fulham? The brother never even made it to the squad sometimes. I know they had a really good striker over there. Muniz, I think that's his name. But why did Fulham then go for a striker? Why were Fulham so keen to bring in Armando Broja? I feel like Broja, I would actually send David Dutra Fofana on loan. I think he's a bit undercooked. He needs a loan, a very, very good loan move. Nicolas Jackson obviously is going to stay in the squad. I think he's got quite a bit of value in the squad. Armando Broja, ladies and gentlemen, do we just part ways? Is that what we want? Do we just part ways with Armando Broja? I feel like there's a player there, man. Depay is free. Everyone's talking about Depay. Or maybe not everyone. It's this Joe guy. Joe, look. Yeah, Memphis Depay is all right, but those times are over, brother. It's like, I don't know whether he's injured or not. Is he injured right now? Look, Memphis Depay, one, I don't think his age The age factor helps him out at Chelsea Football Club, but yeah, I don't think that's an option, to be honest. Armando Broja, I feel like there's a very, very good player there. It's just someone needs to back him. Renilway, I hope I pronounced that right. I feel Broja will end up like Hudson-Odoi, going through rough patches and blossom later. Look, I hope he does well. It looks like he is going to be out of Chelsea Football Club. Wherever he goes, I hope he does well. It's unlucky, but I'd rather sell Broja than Chalobah. Yeah. Looks like both of them are going to be sold. You're right. I'd rather keep Chalobah, but looks like we're going to go for a defender as well. Haj, big up to you, my man. If we are going to be a team who forces opposition back, we will need a big box presence, because although Nico is good, if we are modeling ourselves on Pep and Arteta, we need a proper box striker. Look, proper box striker, you'd think that would be Osimhen, right? But Osimhen, look, he's going to cost a lot of money. Lots in terms of his release clause. His wages are going to be insane. Agent fee on top of that. I just can't see it happening. It just won't happen from a financial standpoint. I think if you're looking for that lethal weapon inside the box, I think Osimhen's that player. The other player that I want to talk about is Victor Gyökeres. I think Gyökeres is the type of player that would shine under Maresca. I really do think, because he's mobile across the front three. He's got a bit of size about himself, and he's quite ruthless when it comes to finishing. I think Victor Gyökeres, the only issue with Victor Gyökeres is his release clause is also mad. But I think in terms of wages, that can be managed. I don't think he's on high wages. And that would be a sensational purchase for Enzo Maresca ball, to be honest. Artem how do you pronounce that? Dovbyk, I think. Dovbyk. Artem Dovbyk. Yeah, he's also done very well, of course, in La Liga, top goal scorer. I like the look of him as well. How much is he going to cost? That will be interesting. Some people are saying Sesko. Sesko's name has been floated around as well. Look, Sesko might be that similar mold, aren't they? Sesko, Victor Gyökeres, all of them are quite mobile in the front three, technically gifted as well. And Sesko's finished the season off with a bang, absolute bang. Valan saying Sesko's not a Maresca player. Fair enough. Look, once again, I've not watched enough of Sesko. All I can say is that Sesko's finished the season in an unbelievable fashion. And his release clause is cheaper, a lot cheaper. I think somewhere around 50 million, max 60 million. But Arsenal are in for Sesko as well. So that could be a bit of an issue. Yito is saying, if the owners want to go for Sesko, I'd just stick with Broja. Try to give him minutes. My ideal signing is Solanke. Dominic Solanke, ladies and gentlemen, makes the conversation. A name I put out there a long time ago. He's got experience in the Prem, and he's hardly ever injured, perhaps Isak. Yeah, look, I like Dominic Solanke a lot. Another one of those strikers who's very, very mobile. Excellent in the air. That's the thing I like about Dominic Solanke. He's so good in the air. Look, bottom line, yeah, it seems like if we're going to give someone like Sesko an opportunity, and I know Sesko is a lot more advanced in terms of his development, as opposed to Armando Broja. But I wish we took the time. But I guess that's the thing. Chelsea football, we don't have the time. I fully understand it. We don't have the time. I wish somehow Armando Broja just clicked, and it's just not going to happen, is it? Milo, okay, big up to you, my man. Santiago Jimenez would be perfect. Very intelligent, technical, and eats up the penalty box. Very similar to Benzema type. Sesko is not Maresca type. There you go. Milo K saying Sesko is not the Maresca type. I've not watched Santiago Jimenez at all to even make any sort of commentary. Isak, I mean, Newcastle, they're not even in Europe. So if there was ever an opportunity to get Isak away from Newcastle, maybe this is the time. But I think a lot of teams might be after Isak, man. I think Arsenal might be after Isak. I think Man United may be after Isak. But yeah, why not throw ourselves into the mix as well? Absolutely. Isak would be the best, but Newcastle going to slap 120 million on him. They won't even try to sell him. Yeah, look, he's too big of a player. Like, I don't think they'd want to lose him. Royce and Miz, I heard a lot of Leicester fans saying Jackson fits Maresca style, but the only problem is the up and down finishing. Yeah, look, Maresca used Patson Daka, and Patson Daka missed a hell of a lot of chances as well. Alhambra, someone you guys know from the live chat, he's shared a lot of videos of Patson Daka at Leicester last season, and some of the misses were comical. And similarly with Jackson as well, he's missed some big opportunities last season. But I think where Jackson is a bit better than Daka is his ability to carry the ball, his ability to dribble. Nicolas Jackson's very good in dribbling. And yeah, you're right. I think Nicolas Jackson, do you know what? Nicolas Jackson will probably be a very important player for Maresca. Come to think of it, he's probably going to be one of the starters. I won't even be surprised if he actually starts up front. I actually won't even be surprised. Gaurav saying, thoughts on Mateta? Look, Mateta's done a madness. Since Oliver Glasner came on, Mateta has done an absolute madness. But I'd rather him stay at Crystal Palace, and I want to see exactly what he's capable of this season. Crystal Palace is doing some early business, man. Crystal Palace just getting that Japanese midfielder, Kamada, I think his name is. And they already brought in another brother earlier on, a few days ago. So they're doing quite a lot of business. I don't know whether they think Olise is probably going to go and this is the money that they're investing, but I think Crystal Palace is going to be someone interesting to see. Mateta, however, I'd rather him stay at Crystal Palace and just work on it. I don't know whether that was a purple patch or that's really him. So I need to see that. Yeah, Crystal Palace, Chad Reid, Kamada, and Jobe Bellingham is the other one. Potentially, Jobe Bellingham is going to be there. Kishijit, I hope I've pronounced that right. Kishtij Pat. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Osimhen scored 12, 13, 10, 14, 26, 15 league goals, including penalties in his last 6 seasons. I just see one good season. Rest the numbers look average. Yeah, but look, 26 and 15. 15, you have to consider the fact that Napoli weren't that great either. I feel like Osimhen had a better team than Napoli at the moment. Napoli they're in a bit of a decline at the moment. Who knows? Maybe with I think Antonio Conte is taking over at Napoli. Who knows? Maybe they might just bounce back again. Look, the bottom line is he's not coming to Chelsea. I just felt that his attributes, his skill set would have fit Chelsea. But I was more thinking when Poch was around. I think for Poch, he would have really fit the bill. But for Maresca, I don't think Osimhen is the right kind of player for Maresca. And as I said, it's not going to happen. From a financial standpoint, it's just not going to happen. London is forever blue. Don't understand why the hell we are not in for Victor Gyökeres. The guy has 40 goals. No, we are. We are in for him. We've been linked. Our scouts have been going there and monitoring him, and they've been scouting him. And we've been linked with Victor Gyökeres over the past 12 months. So it's not that we're not going after him. We're definitely linked with him. But one of the biggest hurdle with Victor Gyökeres is his release clause. I think his release clause is quite hefty as well, somewhere around 80 million pounds. So that could be a bit of an issue. But everything else in terms of Victor Gyökeres fits the bill. Gyökeres fits like a glove to Maresca. I think so. I fully think so. Finishing, moving, dribbling, fast. Otherwise, Jackson will improve. I trust in him. Look, If Jackson somehow improves his aerial ability and his shooting ability, he would become a sensational forward player. Like honestly, he would. Jackson just needs to up his game this season. I think Maresca might get him to up his game. This is probably another player, Maresca. If Maresca is known to develop players and he's been brought in to develop players, I think Nicolas Jackson's probably going to be one of them. Does anyone fancy Christopher Nkunku through the middle? Does anyone fancy Nkunku through the middle by any chance? Perhaps Jackson on the left and Nkunku up front. More like a false nine. Doesn't necessarily have to be an out-and-out striker. Dropping into false nine areas, and then Jackson and Palmer are sort of operating in the half spaces. Does anyone fancy that perhaps? Not necessarily Nkunku being a striker, but coming in, allowing Palmer and Jackson to enter the box a little bit more. But it looks like a lot of you guys are probably not preferring that. But that's fine. That is absolutely okay. We shall see exactly how Nkunku's deployed. But Nkunku's too big of a player not to be deployed under Enzo Maresca. He has to play. 100% he has to play. No, I don't like Nkunku in 9. No, let him play left wing and left half spaces. So, okay, if that's the case, then Nicolas Jackson has to be the player up front as the out-and-out striker, which is fine as well. Gaurav is just throwing names out there. He's just whatever names are coming to his head, he's just throwing it. Evan Ferguson, no, thank you. Look, I barely even see Ferguson play for Brighton. I barely even see him play for Brighton. How's he going to play for Chelsea? Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's a talented striker, but yeah, I think the injuries are killing him. Ivan Toney links went quiet. Yeah, look, Ivan Toney, I think is another one of those ones where I think he's a very, very good striker. A very, very good striker. But the biggest concerns, I'm not even worried about why Ivan Toney didn't score enough at the end of the season, last season that just finished. I'm not even concerned about that. I'm more concerned about Ivan Toney's attitude. I just think he's a bit strange. If Ivan Toney comes to Chelsea Football Club, he's got a tendency of doing that Lukaku kind of business. And I'm not too keen on that. I'd rather stay away from that. Miz, with Sesko going to Arsenal and Osimhen deemed too expensive, we are getting Duran. Oh my God, we haven't even talked about John Duran. Do you know we were linked with John Duran, you know? Last transfer window in January, we were heavily linked with John Duran. But John Duran's another kind of player. Why would we want to take John Duran when you got someone like Armando Broja or you got someone like David Attenborough? Why do we want to give him an opportunity and not our players? Look, don't get me wrong. John Duran, his shooting technique is on the dot. John Duran's left foot, please do not disregard. I think our directors were onto something. You know how we laugh? Our sporting directors. I remember we were one of the very first people that recognized Adam Wharton. Do you guys remember Adam Wharton? Adam Wharton, who plays for Crystal Palace, who I think has made it to the English squad. I'm not really sure. But Adam Wharton is now getting touted to be a very, very good player. Our recruitment team, our scouts, scouted Adam Wharton, and they were talking about John Duran as well. I don't know. Maybe they saw something with John Duran. John Duran with his left foot. Look, I don't want him at Chelsea, but I think there might be a player there. I really do think there might be a player there. Oh, how can we forget this? We will see Washington finally. Washington. What's going to happen? Now, he's got to go to Strasbourg. This guy definitely needs to go to Strasbourg. David Washington needs to go to Strasbourg. How many players can we send to Strasbourg? Probably not that many. Probably max 2, right? Looks like Andre Santos will probably be in Strasbourg, most likely. and Washington. Washington needs a loan. Washington 100% needs a loan. Openda is mid. Is that the guy from? Is Openda the guy from Leverkusen? Is he the guy from Leverkusen? Craig Hogan is saying John Duran is quality, Miz. Do you know what? He might just be, he might just be. Haji saying Pep Arteta moved away from false nine because when you dominate teams, there is no space for a ball carrying striker. That's why Pep got Haaland and Arteta wants Sesko. So in my opinion, Duran Osimhen can be a Maresca striker. Yeah, or Leipzig. Okay. Yeah, do you know what? Look, it'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting how. But you know what? One of the biggest mistakes what people are doing with, because everyone now, by the way, Openda is a proven goal scorer in multiple European league. There you go. Shubra said his words. Everyone is doing Maresca tactics. What's Enzo Maresca's tactics going to be at Chelsea? Everyone is doing a video. I see every time you go to YouTube, someone's dropping that video, right? And one commonality that I keep seeing, but one individual, there was one that European lad, I think that's his name, or Eurosports, whatever, Alex, I think his name is. He put in a tweet of another person that did this tactical video, and his one was actually quite meaningful. It made a lot of sense to me. But a lot of people, they're doing this tactical video of Enzo Maresca, and what they're doing is they're falling into the trap of they're applying what happened at Leicester, and then just on top of that, just applying Chelsea players on top of it. So look, if we think about it from that perspective, then you'd think that Nicolas Jackson should play the Patson Daka role. But yeah, as Hudge just said, in the Premier League, you may need to change it up a little bit. So it'll be interesting what type of a striker we're going to go for. Who's this absolute idiot that just keeps writing the same message over and over again? Soloth. Do you know what, mate? You're finished. You're gonna be hidden from this channel. See you later. We'll never ever see you again. Take it easy. Tata. M Saman. Nice to know you. Kisjit, big up to you, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Just a food for thought. Is it possible to use Lavia in left back and ask him to invert? So in possession, we have him on the base of midfield and Caicedo Enzo. That way we have three center mids, right wing, cam, left wing, and striker. Look, I don't think so, man. I really don't think so. Because what you're expecting Lavia then to do off the ball is to be a left back. And Lavia in left back position off the ball is just, I think he's gonna be lost. Lavia needs to be. Look, we are getting too caught up in this inverted fullback situation. I was actually just having a conversation with Hudge not that long ago, where we are sort of saying that maybe there could be a potential where Reece James has the ability to still bomb forward from that right back position. And we just play with the three, the two CBs, and the left back can be the three sort of CBs. And we allow Reece James to bomb forward and give us that attacking prowess that he has on that right side. We don't want to take that away from Reece James. And if we're going to do that, you might as well just keep the regular center mids. You don't need a fullback to invert. You just keep your regular center mids. So you don't necessarily have to always invert and think about inverting all the time. It doesn't have to be that way. But yeah, that tactical video that will drop, that I'm going to try and do that with Ryan very, very soon. And hopefully we can come up with some ideas as well. Haj, yep, inverting can actually be a detriment. Let Reece hold width and keep a solid pivot with natural midfielders. Exactly right. Look, a lot of things can happen, but we don't necessarily have to copy exactly what has happened at Leicester it could be slightly different with Chelsea and the characteristics that we have at Chelsea Football Club, the different strengths that we have at Chelsea Football Club, and the weaknesses. Hamza, big up to you, my man. Please raise your standards. You're actually talking about Jackson, a mid-striker, playing in Daka's role, and even more mid-striker under a championship manager. What are we doing here? Hamza, raise your standards. This brother is telling me to raise my standards. What do you think we've been doing for the past 2 seasons, Hamza? What do you think we've been doing on this channel? Do you not see how many times I get told I am negative? Do you not see how many times I get abused? Do you not see so many fans and other content creators consistently talk about Chelsea needs better? Where have you been, brother? Where have you actually been? We have been screaming for better. However, you need to now start clocking that ain't going to happen here at Chelsea Football Club. You need to work with what you have. Talk about better. If we really wanted better, why are we going for a manager like Enzo Maresca, like a potential manager? We are going, our squad, our team, our philosophy under this new ownership is now all about potential. That hopefully this team will turn out to be monsters in the future. Or else we'd be going for an elite level manager. We'd be going for elite level players. We'd be going for elite everything. Do you think our sporting directors are elite? How many elite players do we really have in the squad? Look at our up-and-coming manager. He's inexperienced. Do you think our medical team are elite? There's nothing elite. Hamza, wake up and smell the coffee. There's only that much you can sit here and keep on moaning and being angry about. It's time to move on. It's time to just accept what it is and hope that it works out with what we've got. With what we've got. And in all honesty, with what we've got, yes, there is a lot of potential. There is. And it could turn out to be something. We shall see. We don't know. This is why a lot of people keep saying, time will tell, time will tell. But Hamza, you need to wake up, brother. You need to wake up. Do you think we've not been talking about this for the last 2 seasons? Valan, big up to you, my man. The fans won't be happy if James invert. Yeah, look, Reece James inverting, I'm not a big fan of that. I think he can do that. But I'm not a big fan of that. I think it kind of cuts down his attacking prowess. Fans will say we are not utilizing our best players. Hopefully match-going fans don't give him sorry treatment. Look, match-going fans, yeah, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about these guys because as soon as they see that the style of football is not giving the results, maybe, yeah, they might look. It feels like at times our match-going fans, they enjoy the basketball game. They love the back and forth. They want to be entertained. They love the 4-4s and the 4-3s and the 3-4s and all of that. Match-going fans need to chill. Match-going fans need to yeah, educate themselves. Educate yourself. Hamza is back again, ladies and gentlemen. Miss, you accepting what it means that the owners have won 1 billion spent, 3rd season of ownership. I would expect title challenges at least. I'm not expecting Enzo as gaffer. Keep standards high. Look, if I do that, then I'm just going to be a miserable man every single stream. Is that what you want to see, Hamza? Me being miserable every single stream? Of course, we understand as a fan base that this is not how we used to operate. We need to be a lot better. But Hamza, you need to understand it ain't changing, brother. This philosophy is not changing. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Just be miserable every single day. Aka, listen, guys. Nothing matters as long as we're winning. Give the manager freedom as long as it gets results. No one will care which is fair. Yeah, look, that's what it all comes down to. That's what it all comes down to. Win, and the more you win, the more time, the more people will love, and you'll get the opportunity to build something at Chelsea Football Club. Valan, big up to you, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Give Drogba a chance. His standards are high. Yeah, of course. Gurik is saying when we protest, the club will feel it in their pocket and will change their ways. Yeah, no one's protesting, brother Gurik. Okay, organize a protest. Organize a protest then. Go on. Organize a protest. No one's protesting. No one is protesting. Apparently, Olisa is going to United. Look, that would be a big buy for United, man. That'd be a huge purchase for United. Musa, these owners want to copy Arsenal model, but they didn't know how to start it. Yeah, they still don't know how to start it. Yeah. Hamza is going off. Hamza is going off. Miss, screenshot this. I'm asking all of you guys to screenshot this, huh? Screenshot this, ladies and gentlemen. Hamza is saying, I will donate $100 super chat if we finish top 6 next season. It won't happen. My point is you will be miserable regardless because this squad and coach will get us nowhere. I'm certain we'll finish top 6. I'm certain we'll finish top 6. I think the squad finished top 6 without even having a good season. Just to let you know, Hamza, the squad finished top 6 already, and that wasn't even a good season. So I think we will finish top 6. It's just a question, can we progress from there? Can we actually progress from there? I think we will finish top 6. But I don't think I don't think we can probably push for top 4. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I think top 6 is a realistic thing. That should not be an issue. That really should not be an issue. Yeah. I'm not confident that we finish top 6 next season. Arnesh is not confident as well. I'm confident, man. Please save his comment and go back so at the end of the season. Look, I think everyone will remember. Valan is saying 0 expectation for a novice manager next season. Look, yeah, 0 expectation in terms of top 4, but I do expect him to still finish top 6. I expect him to finish top 6. I think it's very feasible. I really do think it's very feasible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap things up. The bottom line with strikers, look, anything is possible, but I think one thing is for certainty: Nicolas Jackson will stay. Armando Broja most likely is going to be going and will be sold. I think Monaco's interested in Armando Broja, so that's going to happen. It's sad. I wish we could have made something out of Armando Broja, but looks like we don't have the time, and I completely understand that. David Datra Fofana probably needs a loan, and then that means we need a striker. David Washington needs a loan. Look, don't even give me about David Washington. He needs a loan. Osimhen is not happening. Sesko, is he a fit? Is he not a fit? Arsenal looking at Sesko as well. Gyökeres would be fantastic, but his release clause is mad. Everything else, I think, fits. John Durant's name's getting thrown around. Some people are saying John Durant may be an option. We shall see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before you go, nearly 400 of you guys are live. Smash the like button. Each and every one of you guys absolutely annihilate the live like button. And make sure you guys are all there for the discussion we're going to have on playback literally in 40 minutes time. Link for playback discussion is here. Make sure each and every one of you guys are there. I've put the link down. I'm going to pin it now in the live chat. Make sure you guys are all there. Subscribe to the playback channel. Firoz and I, we're running that. We're going to be talking about Omari Hutchinson over there, and we're going to bring in some call-ins as well, live call-ins. So if you guys want to give me your opinion, give us your opinion. Make sure you're there. It's going to happen at 11 a.m. UK time, literally about around less than 50 minutes away. So make sure you guys are all there. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.